Hey folks, Lachlan here, a South African living with quadriplegic cerebral palsy. Within the over 100-year history of the African National Congress, a battle cry which is most closely associated with its activism is the African phrase Amandla Awetu. Literally translated, Amandla Awetu means power to the people. It is a phrase that has existed for many years, both during apartheid and to this day, and typically it is used at gatherings such as rallies and public events held by the ANC, but other black political parties as well, because they are mostly offshoots of the ANC itself. Usually, when the phrase Amandla Awetu is spoken, it is done in a kind of call and response fashion, meaning that the leaders on stage will say the word Amandla or power, and the crowd will respond with Awetu, which means ours or to us. Now, if you have ever read any communist literature in your life, the phrase Amandla Awetu will sound very familiar to you, and it should, because fundamentally speaking, the African National Congress is a communist movement and pretty much always has been. And today, I want to talk about the discrepancies between what communists say and what they actually do, because the phrase Amandla Awetu provides a useful example. If you think about it just on a superficial level, Amandla Awetu sounds good, right? Power to the people. Everybody deserves to feel as though they have power and agency over their own lives, don't they? But what the ANC never actually tells anyone is that when they say Amandla Awetu, they aren't telling you which people should have the power, because what they actually mean is that the people who should have the power are the people that they decide. And I say this because since 1994, when apartheid ended, the standard of living for the average black South African has fallen tremendously. And yet, the standard of living for the average ANC politician is now on a par with literal royalty. And so, this is one of the greatest discrepancies you will ever find in any communist movement. They love to speak in high minded terms and take on the mantle of warriors who fight for the oppressed. Yet, these days, it is the ANC itself doing the oppressing. Because instead of, I don't know, doing things that any government should be doing, like maintaining and improving infrastructure, raising standard of education, um, providing opportunities for economic growth, by which I do not mean that government should create jobs, but that government should create an environment where people can create their own businesses. The ANC does none of that. They go around preaching things like economic transformation and restorative justice and equality. But the fact is, the ANC couldn't give a damn about equality. They are not motivated by equality. They are motivated by revenge. Because if they were motivated by equality, as they are so fond of claiming, why is it that ANC members are so well paid, while the average black South African will often be left wondering where his next meal is going to come from? And when I say that, when I talk about food insecurity, I am not being metaphorical, I'm not being hyperbolic, and I'm not playing to theatrics. I mean that for many black people in South Africa, their next meal is not a sure thing. and for many of them, missed meals are a daily occurrence. While if you look at any high ranking ANC politician and even the mid level functionaries, they're all fat and they all travel in top class cars, with the high ranking officials traveling in motorcades with several armed bodyguards. Meanwhile, South Africa, for the average citizen, is one of the most dangerous places in the world. So, again, when ANC leaders say the phrase Amandla Awetu, they may as well be saying power to the ANC and no one else, because that's all it really means.